Hello, my dear students. I know that you are expecting me to talk about the characters of the novel in this video, but actually I have chosen only 3 of them. I found these 3 are very important, influential, and central in the earlier chapters. I would like you to welcome them, please. Audio. After long thinking, I found out that nobody can express you better than yourself, so that I decided to give them the opportunity to talk about themselves. I have invited them, and they generously have accepted my invitation. My dear students, I would like you to welcome Mr. David Copperfield. Hello, Mr. David.
Hello, Mrs. Rowder. It's so nice to meet you. Did you know that thousands of schools and millions of students read about my life every year? I came today to talk about myself briefly. I am David Copperfield. I am the hero and the narrator of the novel Between Your Hands. Let me take you back to my childhood. I was born fatherless. I was raised by my mother and nursemaid Peggotty, until my mother remarried. My stepfather, Mr. Murdstone, sent me away to a dumpy boarding school. My mother passed away, then I was sent to work at a factory. Mr. Murdstone's cruelty has changed my whole life. I can't tell you everything now. Read and you will know more about me. Thanks, Mrs. Rowder, for the invitation.
You're welcome, Mr. David. And I'm so sorry for your miserable and tough childhood. And I think that your mother has something to mention. Hello, Mrs. Clara.
Hello, Mrs. Rowder. I am so happy to be with you today. Let me introduce myself. My name is Clara Copperfield. I am the widow of Mr. Copperfield and the mother of young David. My husband passed away before the birth of our only son. I was the whole world and the only source of kindness and love to young David. I had to marry Mr. Murdstone, who was tough and aggressive. He deprived me from my son and sent him away. I left the world with my newborn daughter to rest in peace. But my heart is still around. I know that my story was miserable, but nobody chooses his destiny. Thank you, Mrs. Rowder, for inviting me.
You're welcome, Mrs. Clara, and I'm so sorry too for you. But I think you were very lucky to have someone honest and loyal like Mrs. Biggity. And now, my students, I'd like you to welcome Mrs. Biggity. Welcome, Mrs. Biggity.
Welcome, everyone. I am Mrs. Clara Peggotty. I am usually referred to as simply Peggotty, so as not to confuse me with David's mother, who is also called Clara. I am the housekeeper of the family home. I am the sister of Yarmouth fisherman Daniel Peggotty, and the aunt of Ham Peggotty and little Emily. I am described as having cheeks like a red apple. I used to be gentle, caring and supporting David whenever he is in need. I have been faithful to David Copperfield all my life. I was like a second mother to him. I witnessed harsh and hard times in Mrs. Clara and David's Copperfield life.
Thank you, Mrs. Biggity, for your efforts with the family. And I know that you are a noble person and very loyal. And I even know that Mr. Murdstone tried to freeze you out of the house, but you refused and you didn't want to desert to Mrs. Clara Copperfield. Now, my dear students, I have finished with the 3 characters. They have finished what they wanted to say. And to be continued, wait for me for the next video. Thank you and see you next time. Goodbye.